Yo, here we go. Hero! All right. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Azrin back with another video just to discuss about the new Superman by James Gunn. Again, another weird trailer reaction. All right, intro, very very weird. Okay, but what if I told you that the key to fixing Superman for me might come from Japan again? The previous video was about how the storytelling of Superman can be, can be James Gunn adopting the way how they tell the story of Rurouni Kenshin, another manga anime adapted movie from in Japan by the same studio, Warner Brothers in Japan. But not from manga about hope, but from the bald guy, from the bald guy who ends fight in one punch. In one punch, he literally ends a fight in one punch. Maybe maybe there's an episode where you stretch them out, but practically he just ends a fight in one punch. Okay, so today I want to explore a crazy but brilliant possibility of an idea. What if DC used the One Punch Man formula to build the DC universe with Superman as the final move? Stay tuned. Now, again, the Superman problem. It's always about the Superman problem. Let's be honest, Superman is just hard to write, all right? He's just too powerful, too perfect, too iconic, and every time a new movie drops, the debate restarts, all right? He's just too dark, he's just too soft, he's not Reeve, he's not Cable, and so on, So what if we stop trying to force him to be the emotional experience and instead we turn him into the nuclear option? We all read the comics, I got bored of all the movie reboots that I've seen throughout the years. I've got even with you already see the Superman from Christopher Reeve, and then you have another one in the TV series, and then you have another one in animation. It's just too much. There's just too many reboots right now. In the comics, we have Absolute Superman with another reboot. I know they are copying a little bit and this and that from the Zack Snyder Man of Steel, but it's still another reboot. So what if we stop trying to force him to be our emotional centerpiece, but instead turn him into the last final, like I said, nuclear option? The One Punch Man formula. In One Punch Man, guys, Saitama is the strongest being on Earth. No doubt. Okay, I've seen all of this posts about Dragon Ball fighting him, Superman fighting him, what so not. But Saitama is basically created by its creators and writers to be a parody of the superhero in manga and animes, where in Japan, basically the superheroes have power levels, like Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, 4, 5, and so on. But for Saitama, he got no power levels. He's OP since day one, all right? So in One Punch Man, Saitama is the strongest on Earth and maybe the whole galaxy. But guess what? He's not the main emotional driver for that anime or manga. He's not. He is not. Okay? This show isn't about him. It's about the world around him. Because I'm trying to say this because after the Superman movie, James Gunn is gonna be busy making the DC universe expand, right? So it's not about him, right? So heroes who are It's about heroes who are trying and failing and dying, a system that barely is holding them together, and then ordinary people clashing with extraordinary threats, you know? So Saitama only shows up when all else fails. And he shows up, brilliantly because he's lost, he's late, and whatnot. See? And when he does, it's like fireworks. When he comes, it's like boom. All right, I'm satisfied. Just one punch, an OP hero that we all were waiting. It's like that. No? So the structure itself makes him iconic again. Superman, the myth. Imagine we apply this to Superman. And suddenly, Superman, the cape becomes legendary again. You don't need to show him all the time. You don't need to have 2 hours of Clark Kent's inner pain of being an alien, a human, a Superman, and Clark. Just build him through others, like heroes inspired by him, civilians who talk about him like a myth, villains who fear him even if he hasn't appeared yet. Maybe he's there, but way in the back buying a bagel in a coffee shop, maybe. Like that, Make his arrival an event, not a requirement. This is what I want to talk about. Like Thor in Wakanda, there's a scene there. Like Goku arriving last. Previously, we saw Gohan arriving last. Like Saitama saying, okay, with his lifeless face. Now, how it builds the DC universe, okay, with this Saitama formula. This is how DC could actually, to me, build their universe right. Number one, Justice League. Justice League. If Gunn is gonna do a movie about the DC universe, he must begin with Justice League. Maybe he should do Justice League Reborn. Maybe focus on Flash, focus on Green Lantern, focus on Wonder Woman, because these three already have proper movies. Okay, and then the threat should be a cosmic level villain wrecking Earth. All right. We all of us are hurt when we didn't manage to see Darkseid. All right, so maybe it can be Darkseid, or maybe it could be Brainiac. And then Superman is nowhere to be found. Because he's nowhere to be found. So in the film number 2, maybe you can title it The Fall of Hope or whatnot. Other heroes fail. Things get worse. Citizens begin to whisper, where is he? Where is Superman? The cameo is like Clark is like maybe on another world, silently watching. Maybe he's tired, or maybe he's somewhere trying to find his origin somewhere, like what you see in Superman Returns is actually from outer space coming back to Earth. And then in film 3, we go straight to Superman. So I think the best one should be like Doomsday. The third act, make Superman Returns, not to talk, not to lecture, to end it, right? Because this is cinema. There's no point in monologuing. Just to end it. So give or take, let's give Superman a 30 minutes of the most jaw-dropping, Godzilla-like action DC has ever filmed. James Gunn refused to give his Superman a power that actually can punch planet. But this movie, in the next movie, in the next movie, give Superman that power. No speeches, no holding back, no monologues, just the Man of Steel unleashing himself on, let's say, Doomsday, for example. So the beauty of restraint, by not centering the story on Superman, you give space to develop other characters. So you make the world feel larger, you build anticipation, and when Superman does appear, it's it's not just fan service. That's how anime does it, usually. That's how mythology works. And that's how you make the audience feel again towards Superman. So maybe the best way to save Superman is to stop trying to humanize him every minute, because we all read the comics and we know he's already on an OP level. He's been there. There's very little beings on Earth or even the galaxy that actually can fight him when he's fully charged. And instead, make him something that to strive toward, something the world waits for, and also something that only shows up when everything is on the line, right? So yeah, I think the best way is like give him a one punch moment, a one punch time, one punch Superman. And then I think, what do you think? That's what I want to know. What do you think? Could DC actually pull this off by using a one punch man formula, or this is just me with another anime wishful thinking? Hit like if this made sense. Share it if you want DC to hear it, and subscribe, because next time I'm diving into how we actually never gave Superman a chance to actually be a martial art expert. So I will make a video about this very soon.